The other day, a friend of mine goes, Stigs, you're really funny. How come you don't do a podcast? I said, I've done 2 podcasts. I did one podcast with 3 comedians, and it wasn't funny. I was getting mad every episode. We only did like 4 episodes because after the 4th episode, I was like, forget this shit. This is ridiculous. And one of the comedians had a baby. He puts the baby up to the microphone. The baby screaming and crying. I was like, what are you kidding me? Who wants to hear a baby cry? Especially a loud pitch. Loud pitch screaming. Some people, they're in the gym listening to the podcast. And the last thing you need is a screechy little stupid baby screaming and crying. Why would you put the baby up to the microphone, you dumb idiot? So after that, as soon as he did that, I was like, that's it, it's done. 4th episode, I was out. Every episode you see, I get madder and madder. One time, I didn't even say a word for 20 minutes, and I'm sitting there going, this is the High Rollers of Comedy podcast. And I'm sitting there going, there's no comedy. Where's the comedy? The only comedy is when I was getting mad. And finally I was like, why don't you say something funny? So he puts the baby up to the microphone. So after the 4th episode, I was like, forget this. And then another guy was like, we could do a podcast because, that I listened to all 4 episodes, and the only one funny on the show was you. And so we started doing a podcast. The problem is, after 6 episodes, I was done with that one because he's got to edit everything. You do an hour. You do an hour of talking, then you wanna edit stuff, then you want to add music in. So if we recorded it today, and today's what, July 30th. If we were to record it today, it would be up probably around October 5th, because by the time he edits it and put the music in and all this other stuff, it's not for like 6-7 weeks that the episode is up on iTunes. So it was completely ridiculous. That one was very funny though, I'll tell you that. That one was really funny. And then, so I asked him, I was like, so what podcast are you listening to? He goes, I'm not listening to any podcast. I said, so why do you want me to do a podcast? So you don't listen to any podcast. There's like 8 million podcasts out there, so, and you don't listen to any one of them, but you want me to do a podcast. I said, I do YouTube videos every week. I put two episodes up. Sometimes it's cars, sometimes it's cooking, sometimes it's me just talking shit, whatever it is. I was like, well, so how many of my YouTube videos have you watched? He's like, well, I've seen like 3 or 4 of them. I said, okay, well, I got about 80 of them out there, and you only watch 4 of them, and those are like 5 minutes or less. I said, so you don't commit to 5 minutes. Why would I do a podcast then? Well, talk a half hour and a half. A lot of the people doing these podcasts, talking for an hour and a half, they got nothing to say. I don't even know why they're doing an hour and a half. And then they bring on some guests. I don't even give a shit about the guests. I don't even know you. I don't care about you. I don't want to hear you. That's why I hardly even listen to a podcast. So the only one I listen to maybe once a month is Bill Burr has a podcast that he posts. He does it every week, but people don't have time for all this stuff. Like, this video is already getting too long. And if I was going to do a podcast, what am I going to talk about? Okay, so I woke up today, 11:30. I went to my parents' house because it's Sunday. Brought over a pizza. The pizza place that I go to, it's closing. Today's its last day. Today's the 30th of July, so tomorrow is the 31st. They're going to raise the rent 35%. Yeah, you out of your minds raising the 35%. The guy who owns the building, hopefully he has a heart attack or something, because that ain't right. You're going to raise it 35%. So the guy that's in the pizza place, I'm going to close. I can't afford 35%. So what would I talk on a podcast? I did nothing today. It's already what? 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock, 2:30. It's 2:33. I woke up a couple hours ago. I went to my parents' house, ate pizza, watching baseball. Watching the Angels. They were winning 9-4, and then watching the Cubs versus the Brewers. The Cubs are winning 3-2 off a home run by by Bryant, Las Vegas guy here. So what would I talk about on the podcast? As you see, I'm not even going to be on camera on this one, but I got a picture of one of my cars that I used to race. What do I talk about? He's like, you're really funny. You should do a podcast. I said, why? No one's going to. You know how many people watch my YouTube videos? I got like 25 views. And one of them is me. So it's 24 views. So, because my view doesn't count, because I got to make sure that it comes out right. And he's like, yeah, but you're really funny. People will start listening to the podcast, and then you advertise and make money, because you're really funny. You should do that. I said, I'm funny. How am I funny? How am I funny?